Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, Meathead.
I'm going to be that guy, and I just want to say thank you to Mr. Peña.
Thank you.
For me, personally, all my life I've been this aggressive person that everyone's always said, you're too aggressive and you're too this and you're too that. And it's not that I'm that, it's just I'm different. And, I'm not murdering people and not snapping necks. I'm just a different person.
You feel better if you snap necks.
Well, I do, but...
Believe me,
But it's, just to fall into a place where, I'm considered normal is nice. And for all you guys right here, right fucking now, we are here learning this shit that we will never, ever, ever be given an opportunity to live ever fucking again. So if you do not run towards the gunfire and you bend over and lick your fucking own pussy, shoot yourself in the fucking head. Because otherwise, there's no other fucking opportunities. This is it. Fuck everyone else. Run towards the gunfire.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now...
a little bit of a future question, but last words that would be on your deathbed.
My deathbed, I don't want to have the word focus. That's it. Some of you have seen what looks like my gravesite over here by the lake of the lock. That is a time capsule. Yes, it is. Even the big muscle guys aren't strong enough to move that 2,200 pound thing off. But go down 35 feet, and there's my infomercial shit from the 90s, YouTube's. We haven't updated it probably in the last 3 or 4 years. And that's not where I'm going to be buried. I plan on being buried in the mall garden up at the top. And we're going to, we stopped we're having a statue built, like a Nelson Mandela kind of thing. But we're holding off on that. And so I plan on being buried here. But I mean, someday there's only going to be YouTubes of me. Forgetting the mini-me's that are selling bullshit and they're trying to get you in their inner circle or whatever. Some of the mini-me's are better than others. But if they haven't made a bunch of money, and if they're trying to show you how to create generational wealth, and if they haven't created a bunch of money, then they're all full of shit. Do you consider Brewster Whipple's the best mini-me, but I mean, he's created more money than the other guys, but he's not me. He's not a hammer closer. He's a finesse closer. He's a polished man, and God love him. He and I have had a handshake deal for 30 years. He and I have been in 20 businesses together. But he's not me. He's not me. And he lives in a log cabin that his great-great-grandfather, who signed the Declaration of Independence, handed it down to the family. He comes from somebody. God, nobody in this room's relative, even remotely, signed anything like the Declaration of Independence. Whipple's okay. But I mean, he's a finesse closer. So, and some of you in your previous endeavors are finesse closers. How's your program worked out? I'm a hammer closer. Don't, I may be wrong, but I'm never in doubt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Steve Jobs and all these guys you've heard are hammer, not finesse. The hatchet on my wall that was given to me on my birthday in 1977 was given to me for a reason. I get shit done when nobody else can get it done. I shove things up the ass of governments, whether they want it or not. There's nobody out there on the planet that does that. And it all starts $750 to $1 million, the first deal. And even though you all want to get to be billionaire yesterday, I understand that. And occasionally that happens, but rarely. So you have to accept 2 or 3 years. But that's if you do everything right. If you don't do everything right, you're on the 5, 10, 13-year plan. But it's getting easier, unfortunately, and so the kids are taking their foot or their feet off the accelerator. I was taught when it's easier, you push harder. But the hunger level of the kids today isn't what the hunger level was when I got started. But I mean, we can make so much fucking money now. I mean, I've already told you, 95 or 98% of the questions you've asked don't mean dog shit. And when you start to believe you can really do this shit, and you start to believe that you have no limits to your abilities, really, I mean, fuck. I mean, the vistas that open up are beyond your comprehension. They're just, they're crazy, they're wild. But if you don't fucking believe, but you gotta believe in you. You gotta have faith in you. And if you take Anders Miller, who's not the best guy I've got, and you do the same thing that Warren Buffett does, if you reinvested all the bullshit, $345 million since 1964. And if you take Andreas, since 1993, $750 million. Fuck.
And who's your best?
Well, my best are the oligarchs. Because we've got some guys that have made 20, 30, 40 billion dollars. Well, yeah, but some of the oligarch guys, I know it sounds ludicrous. It's not that hard to make a few $billion. It just isn't. If you stick to the deal and you stay focused. Klaus Steinfeld, Neom, $500 billion. Jesus Christ. And do they make me happy? Yeah. Do they send me Christmas cards? No. If Sally called some of them and said, Dan's dying of cancer, they'd be here. But unless I'm dying of cancer, they're not here. But that doesn't. I don't need that incentive. All I know is that I know that they've used the model and they made a shit ton of money.
Why step back?
Pardon?
Why you step back?
Why did they step? What?
Why Mr. Kleinfeld stepped back and went to New York?
Because he doesn't like being German. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I mean, he rose to the epitome of success in German business, being CEO of Siemens, and I helped him be that. He came out with Neom, CEO of Alcoa, and all these other things. He's a bright guy. He's obviously the most, maybe not to you, the most visible success story I've got. He happens to be German. He's super smart, but he's not that smart. And we've got a number of those guys. I'm proud as hell of them. There was a question, yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you have any good stories of being in the diamond business with the Hasidic Jews?
Oh, not good stories, bad stories, but I made a lot of money. Having been in business with the Israeli National Oil Company, the Israeli government, having been in business with the Saudis and the Kuwaitis, and then having been in business with the Hasidic Jews in New York, the diamond business, which are some of the roughest, toughest guys I've ever met. And I'm not saying they use religion as an excuse. But to a non-devout Hasidic Jew, it looks like they use being a Hasidic Jew as an excuse. They were great to me. They were honest to me. Now, see, there's a lot of people that have bad reps, like Suharto of Indonesia, the Jews of Israel. But see, I can't relate bad stories because they were decent to me. So I can't tell bad shit about them because they were good to me. But it's hard to find a good story about Hasidic Jews. It's hard to find good stories about the Jews from Israel. But they were decent to me, so I can't tell you bad stories. But part of the reason I believe they were good to me, I was a hard motherfucker. I played hardball just like they did. Now, most of you guys in this room would get eaten alive by the aforementioned three groups. You'd like to pretend you wouldn't get eaten alive, but you would get eaten fucking alive. And that wasn't the case with me. I was always, a hard ass. But there's guys in Oklahoma, there's guys in Texas, there's guys in Washington, D.C. that would eat most of you alive because they were hard ass. But with me, I was considered a hard ass.